squeeze us out.
Well,
We can.
Whatever works.
Hey, Doug,
strategy.
Your career, you're familiar with the situation Gardner Minshew and guys like him are in, where they're the backup and they get their opportunity. What's probably going through his mind a little bit as he prepared? And he had a little bit of this with the Eagles last year and everything. But what's the thrill level, the excitement level going through a guy's mind when he knows he's going to get a shot?
I mean, it's exciting. You get your opportunity to start, lead your football team, do everything you can. There's really no pressure. Only the pressure you put on yourself to perform. But he can obviously come in and relax and play, and he's gonna be excited and ready to go. And our guys on defense need to pay attention to that energy and be ready for that.
You mentioned yesterday, or Monday, that you had some film on him, and he played enough that everybody's got some tape on everything. But you got some guys here on the defense familiar with him, played against him in practice, and so you guys feel like your defense knows him, knows his tendencies, knows his strength.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's enough information, and obviously you got to study the tape and understand what they're trying to do as well, as an offense and how they're trying to attack you. I mean, they've got a really good running game, that can get going, and that can help your quarterback too. So defense is playing well. But yeah, I think there's enough information there to really have a good understanding to who you're playing.
Can you give us an injury update?
I can.
Will you?
Walker and Zay, both of their images and everything were good, were clear, but both they're gonna miss today. They're gonna be day to day as we go. Cam is fine with left elbow. Just had a little hyperextension during the game, but went back in the football game, Sunday. But he's gonna be good. We get Devin back in practice today. Devin Lloyd back out there today. You'll see a protected pad and bandages and stuff on his hand, but he'll be fine. He'll be back out there. We're getting close with Devon Hamilton, of getting him into some practice. Obviously, we haven't opened up his window yet, but he's getting closer. Each week. And everybody else is anybody else there that
Smooth.
Smoot's fine. We activated him last week in London, and he'll have another week this week, and hopefully if everything goes well, there's a chance that he could make this football game.
How did you feel Cam did coming back? He obviously missed the first 4 weeks.
I thought he did well. Obviously a really good pass rush that we went up against last week, but he was in a really good frame of mind. He prepared well, had a good week of preparation. Last week I thought he overall coming back did a nice job. Now he'll be better this week, just understanding game speed again, but did well.
And then moving forward, if Walker's forced to miss this game, would it be Shatley that fills in, or are you going to go back to Barch? Or
yeah, I mean, Shatley's the one that has played recently. It tends to be a little more in his favor right now, to have Tyler in there, and Cam at left tackle.
Doug, how have you tweaked the week to maybe give your guys a little bit more of a break? And
yeah, I mean that's obviously a concern, coming back from a 10-day trip, and the jet lag is real and all of that, for a couple of days. But just spend more time, walkthroughs, kind of slow the pace down a little bit, try to get their bodies and minds kind of rejuvenated again. Obviously the onus is on the player for understanding the game plan and getting the game plan down, but I can do my part by helping them and maybe getting them, out of the building a little bit sooner, where they can not so much get them out of the building, but get them off the field where they can continue their rehab and treatments. And hydration is important, nutrition is important, and then making sure that they get rest at night.
how will you even know how they respond before Sunday? Will we be able to gauge that on Thursday?
You can gauge it. Today's been good so far with the guys that are here. Just talking to them and how they feel, how I feel. how, and all that. But yeah, you'll have a really good understanding. And we need to guard against, I think, a little bit of a lull, that sort of happened to us last year when we came back, and something that I'll continue to talk to the team about.
What about for the staff? What kind of stuff did you do, changes for the coaches?
Nothing. We're grinding, man. Absolutely
Not a
nothing.
bit.
Now, well, Monday when we got back, we came straight to the office and started working on game plan for this week. And we got 2 games in 9 days, so we've got a lot of film to pour over here in the next week and a half. But just got them in here Monday early, and then got them out a little bit earlier Monday night. But other than that, it's business as usual for us.
I know you chose not to have a bye week this week, but did you have any input on the team you're playing this week?
No.
What impresses you so far about the Colts? What did you see on tape that stands out about their 3-2 start, which is a bit of a surprise?
Obviously, the Anthony Richardson has made a difference. His ability to run, the ball. He's thrown the ball. They've made plays offensively, quite frankly, and the run game, is really kind of sparked them. And defense is solid. I mean, they obviously it's a penetrating style of front. I think Zaire Alexander obviously is leading the league in tackles right now. He's all over the field. He kind of that field general for them. I mean, he's a really good player, and he's playing well. Right now we know DeForest and his size and length and what he did against us in the first game, and then Grover right there. I mean, these guys are. It's a solid defense that's keeping them in football games, and they've had some really good wins. Obviously, we're both 3-2, obviously, and but it's just Shane's got them playing extremely well and extremely confident right now.
As you watch the tape back and also prepare for this week ahead, why do you think the offense was finally able to get into a rhythm last week, especially Calvin? Why do you think that perhaps was?
Sort of, kind of, I guess, what I've been saying all along. It takes a little time, right? And it takes that work in practice and kind of seeing things, seeing yourself in these game situations and making the necessary adjustments and corrections and continuing to work the following week to get better and working on timing and all of that. And Calvin understanding, more of the offense and what we're asking of him. And it's been good. It's not still not where we need it to be. Obviously, there's still a lot left out there. We can't turn the ball over in the red zone like we did and give up points. Defensively, we can't have the breakdowns in the back end. For big plays. It's all communication stuff, and those are all things that we continue to work through. But just the execution has gotten better.
Evan had some work to do on his confidence last year when he got here. Did you see that gradually rise as he started to have some more success, especially late in the season last year? And where is it now, do you think?
Yeah, Evan's in a good place. I mean, yeah, there was obviously, a lot of, I think, outside criticism on him about the drops and different things. But, he's a hard worker. He works on that. He works on his craft. He wants to be a pro. His confidence level right now is extremely high. And I think it's easy to say or safe to say that it's well behind him now. Yeah.
Run defense has been really stout, even with the I think there were 2 big plays, 38 to Bijan and 31 to Pacheco. But is there any reason, people thought that might take a step back because of Hamilton's injury. Is there any one reason, maybe 2 reasons why that run defense has been so good?
We've been, obviously, Angelo Blackson, getting him in here when we did has helped that. Roy's playing well. Adam Gotts is getting more opportunities. Jeremiah Ledbetter's playing good, and then the addition of Tyler Lacey. All these guys are playing solid, consistent football right now, and they're staying disciplined with their gap integrity and all of that, and we're tackling better on the perimeter. There's a sense of urgency there. Guys are flying around, making plays. You saw Jank, Sunday against the Bills, coming through there and making some great tackles for losses, things like that. And I just think there's a confidence level that's, with the defense right now that they kind of pride themselves on that.
Antonio Johnson made his debut on Sunday. You guys throw him right into the starting lineup on special teams. What did you think of his performance? And also, could he see an increased role, especially knowing how much you guys have enjoyed that free safety look at times?
Yeah, it was good to get him back out there. He was probably going to start the season, with the Chris Claybrooks deal, probably as a gunner for us on special teams. So we kind of picked up where he left off, right there. And then getting him in, we've always – I thought he was coming out of camp in a really good place. He was improving each day and week, during training camp, and really in a good position to help us on defense. And I do think that his role will increase. He'll get more reps, obviously, on defense, maybe more dime situations or 3-4. If we go, the 3 safety looks, I know Dewey's been in there. If you go dime, he can obviously athletic enough to cover tight ends and running backs and stuff like that. So, again, I think you be smart with it. Don't overwhelm him with a lot of information, a lot of stuff right now, and just let him go play. But he did a good job Sunday.
You mentioned tackling. Are your missed tackle numbers significantly down from last year?
I haven't really paid a lot of attention to that right now. It feels that way, but I'd have to ask our analytics.
The home win streak versus the Colts, is that something players care or talk about at all?
No, they don't really. It's focused on one game at a time mentality, just getting ready for the next one. And obviously we understand division opponent, AFC South. I mean, there's a lot on the line, obviously with this football game. And so they don't really pay attention to the streaks and all that. It's just kind of, get yourself ready to play.
Does this being a divisional game, a big game, does that kind of help with just the nature of this week, coming back and being able to
I think it does. I think there's the guys understand going away for 10 days was good for us. And but we've got to bring that energy back. We can't leave it in London, right? And so that's a big part of this week. But playing a division opponent, can help that.
You talked about the team bonding you guys were able to do over in London. How much can that carry over now throughout the rest of the season, what you guys were able to accomplish there?
Well, I mean, that's just it. We've got to continue that. The energy that I saw the last 2 games on the sideline, at Wembley and Tottenham there, and the way the guys were flying around. Again, we can't leave it in London. It's got to come back with us, and we got to experience that again this Sunday. It's a week-to-week business, but the emotions run so high each and every week that it's you got to be a little bit better each week, right? The next week and the next week, and but keeping it real, keeping it to what we do and our process here, and getting better today and then tomorrow, and just focusing on one day at a time.
You showed a little bit more energy at times on the sideline in London. You even said that showing some of that kind of is good at times after the game. Is that after seeing how the team reacted to that, do you maybe not be as calm at times and let that show out sometimes, or is that just adjusting to how the guys react to you?
Yeah, I mean, I do think they react to how I go, yeah, as coaches, we get caught up sometimes in the emotion of the game and feel it just a little bit, and you get excited for great plays out there and things that are happening. And I tell our players all the time, let your personality show, out there, and it's no different for me, to do the same thing. So I'm excited for the players, and when you play big games like that against great football teams, and they're still a good football team. They're still a powerful football team, and to be able to do and come away with that win, I think it's just you just let your emotions go and have fun with it.
Like, is there like this whole coming back and the week and all that stuff? Is that harder, you think, on like the bigger guys or the skill guys, or does kind of just individually?
I think it's individual, honestly, how each person handles it. It's hard to say if it's one body type or position group. We did have some guys that cramped during the game. It was warm over there, so making sure that then the long flight coming back and having a couple of days, making sure that they're well hydrated again, going into this week. And they're getting the proper rest and nutrition and all that stuff plays a big part of that.
Obviously, getting a sack is the goal, but is drawing a holding penalty almost as good as that?
No. I'd rather be second and 16, not first and 20.
That's fair. There's a Gene question.
That was a Gene question? Yeah, okay. Thanks, Gene.
That wasn't me.
One more on the injury front real quick.
Yeah.
Cooper Hodges, and then, because I know obviously he made the trip with you guys.
Yeah, we wanted to take him, be around the team, and get his conditioning and workout over there. He's doing well. He's still on track. He's not necessarily ready to put a lot of load bearing, and weight on that knee right now. But he's another one that's getting close.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.